Hello everybody, how's it going? We're talking about the criteria needed for a fragrance to be inducted in the Certified Pound Town Galore Hall of Fame. All right, if you're new to my channel and you don't know what that means, Pound Town Galore is essentially a phrase that I coined, which represents a certain amount of fragrances that I have worn that have been met with such a feral reaction that shit has went down. I'm not talking about words, I am talking about actions. These are not fragrances that I just randomly got complimented on, or I smelled so good like I was making out with somebody or doing all that. We're talking about going all the way, and the fragrance is the main driver. I'm not talking about, oh, I was talking up some game and then she thought that my fragrance was sexy and then we just got busy. No, let me give you an example. So if you've been subscribed to my page, I've told the story about Carlisle before, but the first time I wore Carlisle by Parfums de Marly around my girlfriend, it was probably like 5 minutes after I applied, maybe 5 to 10 minutes. She thinks it was 20, but no, it was 5 to 10 minutes after I applied that fragrance, and I was literally or just around her in the vicinity. I wasn't close to her, I just like walked past her. And she was like, hey, and I looked at her, she was like, come here. And she just pulls me closer and she's like, that smells so sexy. And boom, just, it went down. All right. Another example of that was Afternoon Swim. So I picked her up and she had a sample of Afternoon Swim in her bag. And she was like, I want you to wear this. So I first only sprayed, I did 3 sprays on the back of my hand. Within, I'm going to say, honestly, it was less than a minute. It drove her wild to a point where she was just like grabbing on me while I was driving. She was like, no, we need to do something. You know what I mean? So that that is what's considered Pound Town Galore. And it's all my personal experience. All right. I'm not asking what everybody else has done and being like, oh, I'll add that to the list, blah, blah, blah. Everything is in-field tested by me. I'm not saying, oh, this fragrance smells sexy. This is Pound Town. No. It has to be tested. Anyways, one thing I look at for, I'm going to use this example, is we're looking for marathon runners, not sprinters. All right. I want a fragrance that has endurance, that has stamina, something that's going to be able to go round after 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 round. It's not going to be something that after 4 rounds, poof, it's gone and it's just barely even there. You know what I mean? We want something that's got that longevity. You know what I mean? So that is an important factor. Another thing that I consider is what my girl calls sweat proof. Something that even when you're sweaty, it still smells amazing. And I was going to say this can be tricky with the sweeter scents or the fragrances like Carlisle that are really powerful, but it's not. Even when I was sweating with that fragrance, it smelled fantastic. In fact, like the more and longer it went on, like the wilder shit got. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much what I'm talking about. A fragrance that doesn't just smell like it smells good in the beginning, and during it starts to kind of just go too sweet and too this and blah, blah, blah. Just like stays consistent in the beginning, during, and after, right? Another thing that I look at for, that honestly it might be that, like kind of how I describe what Pound Town Galore means in the beginning is something that gets the feral type of reaction, something with longevity, something that is sweat proof, and something that I test in field. Yeah, those 4 things, straight up. I mean, let me see if there's anything else that I'm missing. I will just throw this in there. When I've made those videos, people are like, what about La Nuit de l'Homme? Everybody loves La Nuit de l'Homme, and I do love this fragrance. But I will say that, yeah, this is sexy, but it is not in the same, like, how do I say this? It's not in the same league as the rest of the fragrances that I have tested that are a part of that list. It's great for beginners. I think if you're new to fragrances and you're looking for an entry-level one, this is fantastic. And I mean, I'm wearing it as my scent of the night and I love it, but it just hasn't, it's not with the big ballers, at least with like So far, I mean, it gets great reactions. It's gotten me great reactions, but not like the other ones have. If you're curious about my list, I try to keep you up to date and tell you like which ones are like newer, which ones are added. So like literally YouTube my name, Melissa National, Pound Town Galore, and you should see what I'm talking about. But a very simple criteria, and that's pretty much it. Oh, I don't know if yeah, I did mention in the beginning that the fragrance is the main driver. That it's because that the fragrance smells so good, it leads to that, not because of anything else, of good conversation skill, and oh, that just the fragrance happens to be there. No, it's the main dish for that. I guess that's why it's such a, I don't want to say elite list, but in terms of that, when it comes to sex fragrances, then yeah, it's my elite list for me. All right, anyways, have a good day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.